Tonight on Podcast Them Down, the worst band ever opens for the best band ever.
Podcast Them Down!
Hail Metal Nation! It is I, Tim. This is Podcast Them Down as usual, and that's Mike. And that's it. We're not having anyone else. It's just you and me today.
Fuck 'em.
We saw the first date of the Tier Battle Ballads tour at Baltimore Soundstage. Oh, look at that. I have mine.
Yeah.
I don't have mine within reach because it's actually in my CD player, but what I do have is the Synergy album that
good choice.
We were in Mike's car and he put on Synergy, and so I bought it, and it finally arrived from Japan because apparently it's pretty rare. So
nice.
Anyway, that was a while ago. More recently, we went to see this concert. Opening date, Baltimore Soundstage. It was Tier. Okay, and let's address. I've already said it wrong twice. Let's address that. There's a little over the Y. It's pronounced Tua, like Tuesday. But as Americans, we don't recognize accents or pronunciation of things that aren't American. So we're going to say Tier. I know we're wrong, but that's just how it's going to be. All right? All right.
I think British English is way more over the top with that. They'll just be like, it's a filet mignon. It's like, no, it's a fillet steak.
Fillet. Yeah, fillet.
Yeah. It's like, fuck you. I don't care what your pronunciation is.
Oh, and then is it an history or a history? Is it an herb or a herb? They don't fucking know what they're doing. All right. So, but none of the bands were British. So before the billing, top to bottom, is Tier. I'm letting you sit uncomfortably with the mispronunciation. Followed by, I hate them so much I forgot their name.
TROLLFEST.
Thank you. Then ÆTHER, then the Dread Crew of ODDWOOD. So Eisenmore opened for a very long time ago. Yes. So why don't we just start from the beginning, work our way to the end, because I want to end talking about Tier because they were amazing. So the Dread Crew of ODDWOOD, what they are. So sorry to say I arrived late. I didn't get to see them, but I've seen them before, obviously. So They are an acoustic pirate band, okay? They're from San Diego. This is great. They refer to themselves as heavy mahogany.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so it's basically a bunch of various acoustic instruments with a pirate theme. They're one of very, very, very vanishingly few good pirate bands. I can think of two. And no, the other one's not Ailstorm, because Ailstorm fucking blew it. The other one is Running Wild. So here's a list of the various instruments they have or have had in their band. Whistles, guitar, ukulele, mandolin, concertina, bass, accordion, toy piano, Irish bouzouki. I didn't know there was an Irish one. Drums, percussion, that's not helpful, orchestral strings, and vocals. So they have 5 albums, and I guess they're touring for Rust and Glory, which is listed as coming out in 2024. So
okay.
I wish they... Here are their current members, according to Wikipedia. Wolfbeard O'Brady, and I really hope that's his legal name. Smithy Crow, Stark Cordwain, Deckard Cordwain, probably related. And on drums is Pete. No last name. Hey, Pete. Everyone gets
Just
cool
Pete.
names but you. He must be like their equivalent to a bassist. Although that'd be Smithy Crow.
Another interesting fact about Dread Crew is that apparently no longer, but the guy behind Rainbow Dragon Eyes used to be in it.
Oh.
Which is a very, very different type of band. And we opened for him too, because
Right.
if you remember that show was us, Second Guard, Rainbow Dragon Eyes, and Dread Crew.
Yeah. There's something I didn't know. On their biography, it says they were formed as an 8-piece in 2008 after Wolfbeard O'Brady organized a meeting at San Diego Comic-Con for fans of the Sega Genesis game Echo the Dolphin. Only 8 people showed up to the meeting, and the group formed the band's original lineup.
That is fucking incredible.
I know. Did you have Echo the Dolphin?
I did.
I did not. I had it. Couldn't you? But I think before Sonic, maybe it was the launch title. It was like bundled with the system, I think. I want to say that. I'm not entirely sure that's true.
I'm not sure either, but I can tell you that Echo the Dolphin is it's not inherently a depressing game, but something about it is like the most dark, worrying setting that you can imagine. You're in the deep ocean. The music is sparse. Somehow the end is. The end of it has you being crushed in a giant machine in an alien ship. There you go.
Well, there was a Game Gear one. Maybe I had the Game Gear one. Oh, I still have my Game Gear.
Oh yeah.
But I guarantee all the capacitors have leaked all their juice all over the board by now. I was just trying to see real quick if they had if it was bundled with the system, but I'm not seeing anything quickly.
I didn't think so.
Anyway, I feel like the Echo the Dolphin theme is very. I think they go all pirate, not Echo the Dolphin. Now, an Echo the Dolphin related band, I think they realized was a bad idea since only 8 people showed up at Comic-Con for the meeting. But anyway, what were they going to talk about?
God knows.
Yeah. Okay. So then Aether Realm. Now, Burning Shadows opened for Aether Realm way back when it was the University of Maryland's TROLLFEST.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they were the headliners, and we played. I want to say right before them, but I'm not. We definitely opened for them. And at the time, they had like a handful of lights and a synced up light show. Yeah. And they had them turn off all the lights in the room. There were no stage lights at this place. Yeah, it was organized by the metal club at University of Maryland. I wonder if there still is one. There damn well better be.
Yeah, I hope so.
So then I know I saw them again after that.
Eisenmore opened for them.
That's right. Yeah, so I've opened for them twice, and now they're opening for Tier. How great is that?
And their one guitarist is playing in Cradle of Filth.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Who's a super nice guy.
And I'm sure he's making bank from that. There is no better position than to be a touring musician, hired gun, in a band that sometimes does okay. I probably I'd be very curious to know how much that pays, because it's not enough for like rent, I'm sure.
I mean, when I talk to people about, how much money you could make doing this, it's like, well, just keep in mind that when the singer of Gwar died, he was found by his roommates.
Plural.
Yeah, it's Gwar is like one of the biggest bands ever, and he still needed roommates. So,
yeah. So Aether Realm is from Greenville. I've been saying they're from Raleigh, but they're not. They're from Greenville, which is like an hour and a half away by car. It's basically a mix of melodic death metal and folk metal. And I want to say lately they've been going more mellow death than folk, but they
straddle that line.
Yeah, like I don't know. It depends. I think it depends on the release, like what they're feeling at that time. I don't know if they consistently stay right between them, you know. Yeah, their latest album was called Redneck Vikings from Hell, which, you know, it's too Pantera for me, you know. It's like maybe everyone in North Carolina thought that was a good album title, but I think it's going to turn people off. That's not to say to suggest the quality of the music, because they played plenty from it. But yeah, maybe workshop the next album title a little more. So, and apparently the guy from Ailstorm did guest vocals on their second album, which I didn't know. Yeah. Anyway, so Aether Realm played. Oh, I meant to bring this up. So they were both supposed to play, I think, a half hour, but they pushed the start time of the show back. And I'm pretty sure both those openers on the tour played for 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And what they should have done is given both the openers 40 minutes and remove that time from TROLLFEST. You could not. So we showed up right as Aether Realm started. We showed up to Baltimore Soundstage for reasons. We had someone in our group that needed the ADA seating. And so we reserved a seat and basically hung around that area. So at Baltimore Soundstage, this is great. The ADA seating is right behind the lighting guy. So you can watch the lighting guy, the house lighting guy. You can watch him the whole time. Really nice guy. And you also have a good view of the sound guy, whose name is Mike. He's run sound when I've played Soundstage.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Nice. He's not afraid to to give you constructive criticism to help you get a better show.
And he's gentle about it.
Yeah, he's not just like, oh, this sounds like shit, you know.
Right.
Maybe you should, you know. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So if you're in the ADA area, you get to watch him. And, easy access to the bathroom as well. You don't have to fight the whole crowd. My complaint about Soundstage is that the water is $4. And
yeah, that's
with a tip, that's
lame.
$5. So I know they have to make money, but come on. Sodas are also $5. So here's my tip. Get a cup of ice as well. And then that's how you can stretch your $4 water into some extra water throughout the show. Anyway,
it's like that Mitch Hedberg joke. It's like somebody asked me if I wanted a frozen banana. I said no, but I wanted a regular banana later, so I said
yeah. The beer price is also expensive. Because you're in downtown Baltimore, venue has to make money. Costs are going up. So I guess pre-game is my point. So, and you hydrate before you get there and bring a few fives for water if you're going to be thirsty. So, yeah, so then TROLLFEST comes on after both the bands played 40 minutes. And I swear to you, I'm pretty sure they played for 4 hours. Because it just would not stop. Oh my fuck. Okay, let me get my TROLLFEST rant out of the way. TROLLFEST, you could not design a band that I hate more. Like, it is engineered for me to dislike them. What
It
they
is
do.
the perfect storm. It's the perfect storm for you.
What they are. So I don't know which end to start on. So I'll just, throw it all against the wall. They have a saxophone. That's where I'll start. I'm not starting in the most obvious place. I don't think saxophone has ever worked in metal, with the one possible exception of that solo in Another Day by Dream Theater. But even then, it would have been better on any other instrument. I don't know what it is about saxophones, but they don't work. They don't work in TROLLFEST. They don't work in ESON. There, I said it. They don't work. Maybe in some like weird avant-garde shit. Okay.
If they're used melodically, it's not terrible, but metal for some reason tends to want to treat it like this, I don't know, freeform solo instrument.
And it doesn't work. So luckily, so Mike stopped running sound after the 2 openers played. So now they're on the tours sound guy, and he smartly mixed out the saxophone, so I couldn't hear it. So it's, but I've seen TROLLFEST before, and it's just fucking awful. So with the saxophone just ruining everything. So then they have a percussionist. Okay, I've never seen percussionists bug me too. I'm working my way up to the big ones. Did you see 3 when they opened for, was that Opeth, like forever ago? Well, they have a guy at a drum set, and they have a percussionist at like half a drum set, and he just looks like a fucking idiot hitting the cymbal. He's like standing up, and every so often he's like doing some tom things, and you look fucking bored. It was dumb when Metallica did it on the Hardwired tour. It's dumb when anyone is standing playing drums. I don't know why. You're not in an orchestra. Let the drummer be the fucking drummer. You're stepping on his toes, man.
Yeah, I don't quite get it. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you've got some like highly specialized, like I don't know, like gong, but then the drummer can do that too. I don't know.
Yeah. And these drum parts aren't so amazingly hard that he can't do it too. You just need something to do, so you're going to play a tambourine that doesn't add anything to the song at all. Okay, so then they have, according to this, they have a bouzouki. I don't remember that. There was an accordion / keyboardist.
I did see the bouzouki.
I'm not complaining about the accordion. Frankly, I'm not complaining about the bouzouki, but the keyboard.
Oh, yeah. It was basically, it was used like a sampler. Yeah, it was just.
See, that's what it was like.
It was very meme-ish, right?
Oh, like, it's the memification of music. It's awful. And like, it's just grating. So like, you're just trying to listen to music, and he's here hitting the shut the fuck up. Get the fuck off the stage. Oh my God. And then, so I realize this whole thing makes me, I know I'm not in their main demographic, and just complaining about them makes me sound old as fuck. But here we go. The last time I saw them, they dressed as bumblebees. All of them were bumblebees, and they were singing a song about bees or honey or some dumb shit. That's not metal. But bees are way more metal than flamingos, which is what they were dressed as this time. They were wearing like flamingo heads. And my wife, who came to the show, all she wanted was a good night out, right? She doesn't get many of those. And she thought they were chicken heads. I said, no, they're flamingos. And she goes, I'm pretty sure they're chickens. And I said, I can't believe this word, this phrase had to come out of my mouth. No, their latest album is about flamingos. This is fucking stupid. This is supposed to be a metal. if you're going to have a band that's about flamingos and pina coladas and is a big fucking joke to you, go tour with Hailstorm so I don't have to see you. Okay? Go over there. Go open for Baby Metal. Go tour with some band that has a low standard because I don't want to fucking see you.
It is an odd fit because TIER is so serious about their music.
Exactly. And, and everyone, the reaction from many people at the venue was that they loved TROLLFEST. But for old curmudgeons like me, I literally pulled up a video of paint drying because they were so fucking bad. And my wife, who had never heard them, got bored with them after 3 songs, which would have been fun, but they played like 20 songs. It just kept going. It was way too long. Oh my God. I can't complain about TROLLFEST enough, so maybe we should just move on.
I'll say this. I don't have an innate hatred of TROLLFEST. Like, I mean, it's clearly a gimmick, right?
Yes. And I think that's part of the problem. It's like, do you have a gimmicky band? It's very hard to stay fresh. If you have a funny band, like, you don't listen to the same comedy album every week forever,
Right.
Like, even Weird Al has a burn rate. Trust me, I know.
Wait, like it was amusing, but then it just is like, okay, I got it, right? Like,
haha,
air horns, dubstep, dumb shit. It's like, all right, I understand the joke.
Yeah, and then that's why, like, you go see comedians, they'll stop after an hour because that's as long as they can go before you're just like, okay, I'm done with this funny man. Okay. So finally, TIER. So this is this the first time? No, it's not. But they rarely headline in the United States.
Yeah, like the best way I know it. I was thinking about this. They tend to support. They tend to be support for bands that I don't give a shit about. Like, I mean, I like Helvete, but they're not going to draw me to a show. Corpaclani's fun, but they're not going to draw me to a show. But TIER will be support for both those acts, and it's like, man, come on.
All right, I have seen, well, according to Setlist.fm, I have seen them 10 times, the second most of any band. The most being Symphony X, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
At 11. Iced Earth and Opeth at 9th. Dream Theater at 6. I wonder about those. But let's see. In 2014, they only played 9 songs. Who were they? Trying to see who they were with.
There was...
whatever. That's right. They came around twice in 2014. The other time, they only played 6 songs. 2013, they played 8 songs. 2012, they played 9 songs. I saw them in Wacken. They played 11 songs. I saw them at Jack's, if you can believe it. They did 6 songs.
I saw them at Sonar, and they toured with Sweet Akra and Hailstorm.
Yeah, was that March 27th, 2009? Because I was there.
Probably.
But no one put up the set list. I saw them at Jack's again.
They headlined that one.
At Sonar, wow. This time they played 15 fucking songs. Oh, it was so good. And
it was fantastic.
Let's start with the bad stuff. Bad is relative.
They were clearly playing to a click that they were not used to. I could say that.
First show of the tour.
Yeah.
They come in. They got to. I think they flew in to Atlanta a couple days before for our non-East Coast audience. A good drive from Atlanta to Baltimore is 12 hours.
Yeah, I would fly that if I had the option.
Yeah. I don't know if they flew or drove. I just know they came in through Atlanta. They were selling their album that you showed, which we're going to review before it comes out for the first time ever. So they were selling their album, and they played 3 new songs off of it. I believe at least 2 of them are already released as singles, so you can go see them. Specifically, the new songs were Dragons Never Die, which the single for that came out the day of that show. Hammered and Axes.
All 3 of which I think are great songs.
Yeah, and I thought it was a little weird that Harry, the singer, was like, this guy over here wrote this song. That guy over there wrote this song. Like, is he deflecting blame or is he giving credit? So the rest of their set. So they did 4 songs from By the Light of the Northern Star, 3 songs from Valkyria, and then 1 song from pretty much all the other albums, with one glaring exception that I know you noticed.
Oh, yes.
And what album did they not play anything off of, Mike?
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, your favorite album.
Yeah, they just don't touch. I love Ragnarok.
Well, I've seen them do, what's that? Something of Time.
Wings of Time.
Wings of Time. I've seen them do that a few times.
Yeah, I've seen them do like Rage of the Skullgaffer.
Yeah, but they really don't. They didn't touch it. But like, they're also at the point where you got to play the new stuff, right?
What
I
song
think By
is
the Light of the Northern Star was their most successful, so that's why they took up half the set, basically.
Which song was off of Eric the Red?
Why, that would be... It was one of the Faroese ones.
Trondurig.
No, Regan Schmieder.
Oh. Okay.
Where is it? So
Nice,
they also did Ragnar's Kvedi. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My Faroese is terrible. I'm sorry. Trondurig Gatu is from By the Light of the Northern Star.
Okay.
I was so happy to hear Hail to the Hammer.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Which I'm not positive, but I don't think they played for a while. But that was that was the song they were known for before they got all these other hits.
Well, it was interesting because they redid Hail to the Hammer for Land, right?
Yes, correct. I think that was the first tour I saw them on.
Yes. Oh, I was at that Jack's show.
Yeah.
Because I remember...
Jack's was a legendary venue in Northern Virginia, and thankfully it closed, so I don't have to go to Northern Virginia.
Because I remember them playing songs off of Land, and I somehow had already heard it. And I shouldn't have already been able to hear it.
I know this. Well, Land was on the first album as well. Or at least parts of it were. If you go listen to How Far to Asgard.
Yeah, he quotes How Far to Asgard in the song Land.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that.
So, I don't want to belabor the point, but maybe I should. The highlights of their set. Anytime they did the Faroese songs, say this is a preview for my album review as well. They just hit differently.
Yeah. And
so those were great. They did the I think it's Regan Smither. He had the EBO or some kind of sustainer, and that's so cool. When they did By the Light of the Northern Star, I love that song. Blood of Heroes.
Yeah, that song is
such a good song. I also liked, they did the Lay of Thrym. What I like about that is he's doing this tapping thing and singing the whole thing as if it's nothing. And I love it. Well, I've seen him do it a bunch of times now.
He used to do the leads too.
Oh man.
I mean, because he's like Thomas England from Evergrey, like where they're the lead and the singer.
I feel like I've seen Evergrey where the singer wasn't playing guitar, though.
Huh.
Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know.
Okay. But I mean, like, Harry Owenson is one of those guitarists who can literally play leads and sing at the same time, which I think is outrageous.
It says Thomas England, vocals and guitar. Okay, well, I misremembered. Oh, well. I haven't seen them in like 15 years.
They played Mare of My Night, which I thought was interesting because I don't know why. I read some article about how controversial this song was, and it's like, I mean, it's very sexual.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, that's fairly metal, right? Like, that's not all that unusual for metal, right?
Yeah, I feel guilty complaining about a Tears song, but maybe I would have switched that one out. It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's just there's other ones I'd rather hear.
The Edge.
They opened with one of my favorites, by the way, By the Sword in My Hand.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good opener too.
Yeah.
You could swap Sword in My Hand with Blood of Heroes and be good to go.
If they had swapped, you know what? I don't know that I would have wanted them to swap anything. If they had added The Edge, I probably would have just
I love The
been
Edge.
happy. Yeah.
Oh my God, The Edge. What a good song.
Yeah,
what would you replace with it? Hold the Heathen Hammer High? I thought that was a weird closer, but spoiler alert, that was the closer.
I maybe controversially am not all that big on By the Light of the Northern Star.
I think there are amazing songs on there, but maybe it's just because we covered it in Eisenmore, but I'm over Hold the Heathen Hammer High.
Well, I think that for me, the thing that draws me to Tear, and I felt like they abandoned it for By the Light of the Northern Star and Lay of Thrym, is it's a little hard to digest, if that makes sense. Like,
it is
the rhythm.
There was a transition. I was going to talk about this in the album review, but there was a transition at some point where they went from like this proggy, I don't know what you'd call it. Like the drums weren't like a beat. And it was, it was like they were following the guitars.
And they were almost incidentally folk metal. It was, the progginess was way higher, but for By the Light of the Northern Star and the Lay of Thrym, they were a little bit more straightforward, I thought.
Yeah, and I think that kept going to some degree.
But I felt like once, like with Valkyria, they sort of brought back a little bit of the weirdness, and I feel like they're walking the line in a way that I enjoy now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm happier with the more recent albums.
I would have loved to heard Tear. To have heard, that's what I was trying to say. The Lay of Her Love. That is a great song.
Oh yeah, I don't know how you do that with just him though.
You don't. You get a lady, or you put her on the backing tracks.
Right.
Speaking of which, so the Faroese stuff. Their guitarist, their other guitarist, used to also do vocals, but this new guy, I don't know where he's from, but he doesn't sing, and he definitely doesn't sing in Faroese, so it's a little more obvious that they have the backing tracks. Like when they're doing...
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, they were doing Sinclair's Visa. So it used to be that all four of them would sing, at least for Sinclair's Visa. And being that they were all Faroese, it was believable that the backing track was all of them.
According to Metal Archives, Hans Hammer is from the Faroe Islands.
Okay, well, work on your singing. We need all those voices. Yeah, so it's hard for me to believe that just Harry and Gunnar are doing a 4-part harmony.
What, the other thing that's worth mentioning when it comes to backing tracks is like, so I didn't realize this until I listened to the actual album, but Battle Ballads is almost like Tears S&M in a way. Like,
yes. Okay. Again, we're peeking forward to Thursday's episode, assuming we get it done in time and this comes out on Monday and that comes out Thursday. I don't think it adds anything. I
don't know that I agree. Yeah. I kind of like
maybe you have to come on the review episode then.
All right.
So because I do have A Night at the Nordic House, which is their live album with the symphony.
This one I haven't heard. Okay,
yeah. So they did this in 2020. I don't know when it came out, but that's when the concert was. And they did it with the symphony, and the symphony really was well done. But on this album, which is on the backing track as well, there's just like, it's
more
if you muted it, the song would still be the same,
It's more understated on this, but I think it adds some atmosphere that I like. But that being said, the reason I even bring it up is like, when I say they're clearly playing to a click that they're not used to.
Yes.
They need it for this.
Oh, yeah. There's on their backing tracks, I definitely noticed vocals. There was obviously the orchestra. I don't know how much else they used it, but I did notice in Hail to the Hammer, I don't mean to throw the new guy under the bus, but he went into the solo like one repeat too early and then stopped and had to wait for the solo to start, because it's one of those things where you can't just start again in the middle of the riff. So
yeah. I mean, it happens. It was the first show.
Absolutely. It wasn't only the first show of the tour. It's the first show of 2024. So
yeah, they did fantastic. I thought they did fantastic. Flubs and all. They did
great. Yeah, and apparently in New York the next night, they had to stop by the light of the Northern Star because of technical difficulties. I don't know what they were. But
oh no.
Yeah, that's just a note I saw on setlist.fm. So, yeah, the show got out probably before midnight, which was nice because it was a school night and I had to get to work the next day. So
and we're old.
We're old. That's why I didn't like TROLLFEST. Have TROLLFEST play last but not headline. Then I can go home early. Now, never mind. Just leave them off the tour and let's all go to bed earlier. That's better.
What was that? We saw Slayer, and the lineup was Cannibal Corpse, Amon Amarth, Lamb of God, and Slayer. And if they had swapped Lamb of God and Cannibal Corpse, it would have been the perfect show. But alas.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. You can't see me in the photo they took with the crowd because I was way in the back. Yeah, but it was so hot and funky in there by the end of the show. Oh my God.
So some stuff that I noticed in general, Harry seems to be offloading the solos to Hans Hammer, who is a fantastic guitarist.
Yep.
Their stage show, their stage presence is great. Harry's pretty much locked to the middle. He can't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, he's a bit understated, but in a way that works.
Yeah, but he's so precise.
I hate it when people just stand there, but every so often, just standing there works. He doesn't just stand there, but
right.
It's close to it.
Well,
but yeah,
it's his guitar playing is precise, and his vocal work like blows my mind.
Yeah, and he has a commanding presence about him, maybe.
Yeah, the one thing I really liked is I think it was Dragons Never Die, So after they finish by the sword in my hand, you know,
I just
feel
noticed
like
I'm drinking an invisible drink here.
it's a ghost beer.
Oh,
It's like a ghost kitchen.
yeah.
But you know, they start Dragons Never Die. Most bands would have said like, all right, Baltimore, I'm going to sing this and I want you to sing too. Well, he doesn't say anything. He just starts going, whoa, and the whole crowd does it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that was kind of amazing. I was thinking about it. I was like, that's fantastic. Because he just said, no, fuck it. You know what I want you to do.
It's like Freddie Mercury's thing. Only I was just, you know, no. That's the Freddie Mercury thing. But when Camelot does it, it's in the middle of their 20-minute version of Forever, which has made me not like that song anymore. Thanks, Camelot. You have ruined Forever. And I don't think I'm going to go see them when they come back. I might, but I probably won't. They're coming to Baltimore. So they're doing that thing that bands do where they tour the U.S. and then they tour the U.S. again at all the venues that were too close.
Okay.
For the market exclusivity. So they played Silver Spring, Maryland.
Right.
And last time they're going to come back and play Baltimore, Maryland. And those are like 40 minutes apart, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have to wait long enough so they can hit all the alternate cities, you know? So that's what they're doing. And apparently they just always do this in Forever, which is such a good song. But Tommy does the Freddie Mercury thing. He introduces the band that no one needs the band introduced, and they just make Forever last forever. Boo. So cut it out. Add another song, Camelot, please. Then I'll definitely come see you. Hopefully an old one. Thank you. And anyway, because Camelot's in their bus listening to our review of the Tear Show. Tommy, come back to Seventh Wonder, since we're talking directly to them. Come back to Seventh Wonder.
What is Seventh Wonder gonna do, man?
I suspect they've already found someone, hopefully, and they've just been working, you know, and they're just waiting to announce. That's what I mean.
They're so good.
I hear Roy Khan's available.
Is Conception still?
Who cares? I don't know why everyone was so excited about Conception.
I was just excited to see Roy Khan.
Exactly. Okay, so maybe we should do the perfect tier set list sometime, because that's a series we haven't done in a while. the perfect set list.
It's easy. It's The Edge, Brothers Bane, Ragnarok.
You're just listing the songs of Ragnarok.
Oh, The Edge is off of Eric the Red, though.
Oh, you're right.
That's a Ramen Hinunga. Let's see, Land, just the song Land.
All of it, yep.
Oh, God, Eric the Red, Ragnarok, and Land. It's just whatever you want.
3-hour set.
I'm good. Let's do it.
All right, well, until next time, Metal Nation, keep your trolls to yourself and get them off of that fucking tour, please.
Cast them down.
Damn kids and their memes.
I find it interesting how poorly I respond to memes. I they just do nothing for me. I'm so fucking old.
Yeah, we're both old.